Today we are going to talk about manifestation from the perspective of a nuclear physicist. I'm going to tell you what happens when you affirm for others. We are going to talk about why it works, the spiritual and energetic mechanics behind it, and how to use this to change your relationships, heal issues, and even help others to manifest better outcomes. And no, this has nothing to do with manipulation. But before we get into this, if you're new here, welcome. I am Elle and I share insights to help you change your energy, your mindset, and your reality. And if you're ready to take this to the next level, please check out the description box below for my website and all the details on coaching. But right now, let's get into it, guys. To understand why affirming for others work, we have to go back to the fundamental truth that there is only one consciousness expressing itself in many different forms. This is the core of what mystics, quantum thinkers, and spiritual teachers from Neville Goddard to Thomas Campbell have always said. We seem separated, but at the deepest level, we are all connected. And not metaphorically, but literally. Think about dreams. Whenever we have a dream and we have different people in our dreams, they seem to be separated from us. They all have their characteristics. They look differently. They have different names. But ultimately, they are all generated by our minds. They are all aspects of us. They are all projections of our assumptions. They all play their role, but in the end, they are all you. Reality works in a similar way. We are experiencing a shared reality, but it's all filtered through consciousness. Everyone you meet is a reflection of your assumptions and beliefs about them, about yourself, and about what is possible in your reality, about that area of your life, what you typically experience. So when you affirm something new about someone in your reality, you're not forcing them to change. You are changing how your consciousness interacts with their version in your field of reality. Thomas Campbell, who is a physicist who worked for NASA and wrote this book, My Big Toe, My Big Theory of Everything, he says that reality is a simulation. And it's not run by computers, but by consciousness itself. He used to be a very logical person, but he had a mystical experience that he could not deny. He basically saw the energetic connection between everything. He was walking on the streets and he saw that the trees were connected with the asphalt, with the people walking around. Everything was connected. And as a physicist, he said, I have to figure out what this is, how to explain it, how to recreate it. In this book, you find everything that he realized in his studies. So according to him, you're not your body. You are a player behind the avatar. You will notice that he explains everything pretty much like someone who is a technical person, a physicist. Everything's about computer, so he uses his words in a way that someone who has a technical background would understand. So you are an avatar, and everyone else playing this multiplayer game is also an avatar, but we are not separated from each other. At the deepest level, we are all part of the same consciousness, like the waves in the ocean. It's the same ocean, even if there is different waves. So when you affirm for someone, you're not sending them positive vibes like a text message. You are actually influencing the shared reality that we all participate in. Campbell explains that the world isn't made of solid stuff. It seems solid, but it's all data. They are all information. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, they are not invisible. They are all energy in the system. So he says that when you affirm for someone with a pure love intention, you are literally inputting high vibration information into the system, into the simulation, and that input influences the probability of what is possible, the outcome. It can nudge someone towards healing, clarity, possibility, because consciousness reacts to intention. So just like a game responds to your choice, reality responds to your intentions. When you choose love, compassion, honesty, you get positive results over time. And when you choose fear, control, and ego, life tends to push back. So life gives you feedback based on your intentions. When you want to manifest a specific person, out of fear, because you fear to be alone. You fear you will never find someone that makes you feel that way. You fear that you are losing the one in your life. Reality will reflect the fear and not exactly what you want. In Campbell's model, manifestation happens when your intention is clear, focused, and aligned with love. You can influence reality when your intention behind what you want to change, what you want to experience, is aligned with growth, with love, with compassion. Because for him, every challenge we meet, every relationship we have, every issue that we encounter is designed to help us grow, develop ourselves towards love and away from fear. We all know that we can't fix someone with force. What makes sense in this method is the idea that when you are thinking about what is best for that person, it's easier for you to manifest. Because when you are doing things for yourself, when you say, oh, I want this person to be this way because it's the best for me, then you build a kind of a wall. Because there are so many things going through your mind. Is this what they want? Is this who they really are? Is this even possible for them to achieve? Our mind is developed for self-doubt. But when you hold a higher version of this person in your mind, for example, of course it's the best for a person to be open, to be vulnerable, to understand that they can be better. They can be healthy, they can be successful, they can achieve their goals and so on. When you are thinking about the higher version of them, it's easier for you to believe that they can change in your life, that they can experience life that way because it's available for them. When you think of someone and you say, they are open to receiving love. They feel very comfortable in opening up with me. They know that I'm there for them. They know they can count on me. They know that I can give them what they want. When you think about these things, then you are aligning with a deeper purpose for that person too, not just with what you want. They may not know that you are affirming for them, but the system does. And consciousness registers your intentions, and it shifts how they think, how they feel, and even how you experience them. In this simulation, your reality reflects your inner state. And when you change how you see someone, they change how they show up. When you affirm that someone is loving, empowered, and thriving, you interact with them through those lenses, and they begin to live into that version of themselves with you. You start experiencing them that way. Now imagine this. Every time that you think about someone, you're not just remembering that person for who they are. You are projecting an assumption of who you believe them to be. Your beliefs become the filter that your brain uses to interpret their actions, their reactions, their words, how they are looking at you. And you are within already expecting them to act a certain way. That's why it's so important to change that inner story, to change your expectations of someone so that you can experience them in a different way. When you say, she's healing so beautifully, he's becoming so self-aware, he is so kind to me and others, you are not just thinking nice thoughts about that person. You are creating an energetic template for them to meet. Neville Goddard often talked about affirming for others. He taught that when someone comes to you with a problem, you should hold that version of them in your mind, of someone who is already healed, already successful, already thriving. The reason to do that is for you to align with that higher version of them. You are inviting that version of them into your timeline, into your reality. And as you hold that image as true, you are experiencing that version in your life, calling them in. So let's get practical. Whenever you want to manifest for someone else, the first thing that you have to think about is the story. What is the story that you want to experience? What is the story that would make that person their highest version of themselves? Maybe you want to experience them as someone that is grounded and mature. So you have to let go of the version of them that you have been experiencing and that is not suiting you, not suiting them anymore. And you hold on to that version of them. When you think about them, you are aiming to that potential. They are so mature. They are so grounded. It's so easy to talk to them. They are very understanding. They are very open-minded. Our problem is that often we hold on to the flaws. We hold on to the things that we don't want to experience. We even talk to other people about them, and we kind of wait for them to show up that way so that we can be right. This is how they are. They are liars. This is how they are. They are cheaters. This is how they are. They are not someone that I can trust. So within us, there is this assumption and this will to be right. And this is what we have to change first. We have to accept that people can change. We have to accept that they can level up and they can become the highest versions of themselves. If you know someone who is struggling with self-worth, don't try to fix them. Don't try to fill their minds with stuff. Instead, change the story that you have within you about them. They are realizing that they are worthy. They are realizing that life has so much to offer, that they deserve more. They are blooming, they are growing, they are embracing life, they are learning the lessons, they are becoming the best version with every day. This should shift your energy around them so that you're not expecting them to act negatively, to say negative stuff. And at times, you will notice that the things that they say, they don't sound real to you. Because you know that there is so much more within them and they are going to start seeing this too. If you're having tensions with someone and they are feeling cold and distance or whatever the story is, start telling yourself they are softening. They trust me. They can see things from my perspective. They are very understanding. They are open to have conversations and to find a compromise, and whatever is the story that you want to experience. You have to shift the way that you perceive them, because telling the same old story is not getting you closer to anything that you want. This changes your tone, your body language, your emotional presence, and this is not mind control, this is resonance. It's tuning your inner radio into a frequency and watching the world to see it match it. So what happens when you affirm for others? According to Thomas Campbell, it changes the field. It changes the energy between you two, and yes, it changes the reality for both of you. If this gave you a new perspective about reality, let me know in the comment section. Everyone has their own idea about reality, from Neville Goddard to Thomas Campbell. There is always something to learn from them. Let me know what you're manifesting and what version of people you want to call into your life. Okay? That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk soon. Bye-bye.